Welcome to the Lipstick Living channel. I am Rachel, and you can find me on Instagram at the Lipstick Living. Please make sure to like this video before you go and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. So today's video is me setting up my bullet journal for July. And I know I'm late again, but I am trying my best. I did sketch this out way before July started. I think I sketched it like the second week of June, and then work was crazy, and I had my birthday, family visiting, and did a lot of things, and so I just didn't have time to film. But it is going up, better late than never. So I am trying to get back on track for August. So hopefully I will have the August bullet journal video posted towards the end of July. So hopefully like around the 25th of the month. That is my goal. So then I can get back on track with my timing. But as you can see, my theme for this month is just sunshine and waves with some clouds here and there, but mainly just sunshine and waves because I thought it was beachy, which is fitting for where I'm living and for summer. So I thought it would be a good theme for July. So I did a circle on my main page, and then did a sunshine, or like a sun with rays coming off of it in the background, along with some waves. I decided not to outline the sunshine and the waves. I wanted to keep those just with the marker, and then I wanted to outline them with a white gel pen. So I end up going in later and doing that. And then I wanted to put a metallic gold marker from Archer and Olive in the middle of July, but after I did that, I didn't like the coloring with it. I thought that it would look a little different, but with that coral color behind it, it just kind of got washed out. So I end up taking my white gel pen and going over that gold metallic. I think it's called acrylograph. I think it's an acrylograph pen from Archer and Olive. So I take my white gel pen and I went over the gold pen with the white one, and it looks way better. And I realized while doing that the white gel pen is way better and is way brighter of a white when I go over that gel pen, rather than just doing the white gel pen over the marker. So I ended up doing this throughout this whole setup of using that acrylograph metallic pen. It's not really a gel pen. It's sort of like a marker, but not really. I don't know how to describe the type of ink it is, but it just ended up looking way better to put the white gel pen over it. So I go in, and everything that I want to put my white gel pen on, I use that acrylograph pen first, which is kind of tedious. It took a long time, and I probably won't do that again, but it did make the white outline stand out really well. I think it just looks better. So on my quote page, I decided to do like a tiny little wave, but keep it still circular to go with my main page pattern. So I just put sunshine in these big like bubble letter font, and then put state of mind below it and did the bubble letter, and then I did cursive writing through that bubble letter font. And I really like that. I like how it turned out. It's pretty simple. It's an easy setup, and it wouldn't have taken me as long if I hadn't gone through the entire setup with that acrylograph pen, outlining everything, and then going on top of that with the white gel pen, because you have to wait for both of those inks to dry. So that was the only thing that kind of took a while. Okay, so now moving on to my calendar page. I outlined the actual calendar in a Micron 05 point in black. And my grid spacing for the squares in the calendar are 6 by 6. Also, I should probably mention that I did not realize that my head was in the way throughout this video. I I filmed this in like three sections because that's all I had the time for. I had to like break it up. Typically, I'll try to sit down and do it all in one take, but sometimes I just don't have the time to do that, so I have to break it up in like hour shots. But this time I did break it up, but I didn't look at any of the footage just because of my lack of time. And so I didn't get to see like how was the lighting, if my head was in the way, what did I need to change? Because usually when I break up the time, I will look at those things just quickly. I'll like run through the footage and see if there's anything I need to change. That way, if there is an issue in the start of the video, I can correct it and it's not an issue the entire video. But I didn't have time this time, so my head does get in the way a few times. I tried to cut out most of the big portions of when my head's like covering everything, but there are little times like that where my head will pop in and it kind of doesn't, it focuses on my head instead of the bullet journal. So I apologize. I'm sorry. That's really annoying to watch. So I will keep that in mind for my filming going forward so that it doesn't happen in future videos. So I thought I would just mention that here. So for my titles on my monthly calendar page, I chose to write goals, notes, and books. And I do use the Tombow brush pens to write those words out in like a bubble letter font. And then I take my Tombow Fudenosuke pen and do like calligraphy over top of it. And then I take that same pen and just colored in circles at the top to write in the days of the week. And I took the white gel pen and just wrote in there just the letter for each day. So I had originally written out a tiny little quote that said, just keep swimming for the bottom right corner. But then I just didn't like the way that looked. And so I decided to go with this little stamp looking drawing. So I took a stamp, a circular stamp that I had, and drew the circle for the outline. And then I wrote in around the circle, just keep swimming. And then I drew a tiny little sun with rays and some waves inside it, and I thought it turned out really cute. I like it a lot. It looks kind of like a little stamp that you would or like a sticker that you would add to it. So I think it just adds something cute to the bottom of the page so that it didn't look so bare. Okay, now I am moving on to my habits and moods page. I decided to give each of these a full page this month, and I'm just writing out the title of both pages. I do the same style that I did for the July wording that I had on my cover page and my calendar page. So I just outline the word in like a kind of like a bubble font, not really, but I outline it and then color it in with this coral color Tombow brush pen. And then I take that acrylograph metallic gold pen and just draw a line in the center. And then I take my white gel pen and just cover it. And then at the bottom of my habits page, I do another circle that has the sun and the sun rays and the waves inside it, kind of like a bigger version of that little stamp sticker icon that I created on my calendar page, just larger. And around the outside of it, it just says, keep going. So I thought that would be fitting for my habits page. And then for my actual habits, I just make tiny little calendars and just do like little calendar grids. And then I title each habit at the top of them. So I chose to do only 6 habits for this month as well, and they are read, yoga, water, which just means my water intake for the day. I want to have at least 70 ounces of water, and then outside, so go outside no matter for how long. Sleep, I would like to have at least 8 hours of sleep each night, and then my vitamins, which I'm usually pretty good about remembering them, but for the past few months since I've moved and started a new job, my routine has gone to shit. So I would forget some days to take my vitamins and not realize it. So I hope that this helps, but I have not been the best at looking at my bullet journal. I will end up making these later in the month, and then by the time that I'm able to use them, which is like mid-month, I am kind of in the attitude of like, oh, well, it's too late. I'm starting in the middle of the month. So what's the point of starting now? I'll just wait until the next month. And I did that for last month too. I only recorded June, maybe like 20 out of the 30 days of my habits and my moods. And so I really need to be better at just starting in the middle of the month and being okay with it, because I'm behind and there's a very good reason why I'm behind. So I just have to be okay with it and say, I'm starting now. I'll gray in the rest of the boxes or mark them out, and I'm starting now through the end of the month. And I can just pretend like today is the first of the month, because the first of a week or the first of the month is always a very motivating beginning. So I just need to look at it like that and just think, oh, well, this is my beginning. And I think I'm going to try that mindset today because today is a Monday. So today's the 11th of July. And I'm just going to try to say today is my start day of July and I'm going to start tracking everything today. It's easier said than done, but that is what I'm going to try to do. It's probably hard to tell in the video, but I wrote radiate positivity in the middle of that. You can clearly see it in person, but it's hard to tell in the video because I go over that marker with my calligraphy pen. Okay, so now I am moving on to the final pages of my setup this month. This is going to be my social media tracker, so my content planner. And the left side is for YouTube, and then the right side is for Instagram. I decided not to do weekly setups in this for this month just because I have a work planner that I use. I have a daily planner that I use for work, and I use that for my daily task. I don't have too many like personal daily tasks that I don't write on like a notepad when I'm at home, or I'll use that work planner to write down my personal things too, just because it does have the room for it. So I just didn't want to take the time of setting up a weekly spread when I don't even use them. I haven't been using them for a couple of months. I used to use them a lot, so hopefully I will get back in the groove of using them, but I just don't want to waste my time making it if I'm not going to use it. So I just decided to set up my social media tracker, and hopefully this will help me plan everything out, and I'll be able to pick up my posting on YouTube and Instagram. I'm hoping I can start like towards middle of July and getting back into a routine. I used to post on Instagram every day. I did that for quite a while. I think I did that for like almost 2 months. And before that, I would post regularly. I would say like a couple of times a week and at least weekly. But since moving, I have posted a very, very little amount. I mean, I think I've maybe posted 3 times since I moved in April. So I'm hoping to get back, but I just have to do it little by little. And for YouTube, I used to post 2 videos a week. Sometimes I would do 3. So I'm hoping to work back to that. But I think for right now, I just need to say, okay, I'm going to post 1 video a week until I can get back into the groove. So I just had to get used to my new work schedule. There are days that I will work 12 hours and I'll go to work at 9 and I won't leave the office until like 9:30 without a lunch break. And it's just, you never really know when you're going to have a day like that. In property management, things can pop up at the drop of a hat. There can be emergencies that take your attention away from other things, but you still have those reports that are due, those financial reports that take a really long time. So it doesn't matter if there was a fire that day. It doesn't matter that 500 residents came down and cussed you out and you had 4 apartments that people were moving into the very next day, and none of your vendors, none of your cleaners, painters, carpet cleaners showed up to do them. So you're left with 4 not ready apartments that people are moving into the next day, So it's just things that are very stressful, very urgent, and things that you can't just dismiss for the next day. A lot of people have jobs where they can work on what they can work on, and at 5 o'clock they're done and they put their things away, and they can put, those tasks they didn't get to the next day. And unfortunately, I just don't have a job like that. And I hope to one day, but right now I do not have that. So it's just been hard. It's been stressful. And I just am on a tangent now, but I want to say this because if that is you, if you have a job that way, just have some grace for yourself. Like, really congratulate yourself just from getting through a day, because it is really, really fucking hard. And I just want you to take a breath and realize that you're doing a lot. So if you have a job that's stressful like that demands a lot from you, and you're working 12-hour days sometimes, it is okay to come home and literally just eat dinner and go to bed. Like, it's okay. And I've had to rethink not rethink, but I've had to like train my brain to think that way, so that I don't feel guilty about not getting things done that I used to, and not being caught up on my projects that I want to do. So anyway, there's that. I messed up on my title for this. So I just cut out a circle from the back of my bullet journal and wrote my title on it that just says content tracker, and July media in the middle, because I thought it looked kind of bare in the middle of it. So I just did that and pasted it over top, and I think it looks fine. Sometimes you just have to do that. Sometimes you just have to cover it with a little sticker. You make mistakes. So I am now cutting out a little cloud because I thought the sun up there looked a little weird, and I just kind of wanted to cover it a little bit. So I did a little cloud like on my cover page and just pasted it there. And then I also made a mistake on the left side with my waves. I thought I would trickle down the days, like the numbers that I was writing, and it looked really stupid. So I tried covering it with little pieces of paper, and then I just decided to cover it with marker. And I think it turned out fine. I don't think this is like a perfect page, but I'm okay with it. So this is my final flip through. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope everyone has an amazing July, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.